It's 2023, which means we have a whole year of saving even more sick, injured, and abused pets to look forward to. Plus, we're going to take a look back at all the lives we were able to save in 2022 together. That and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. We hope you had a wonderful and safe ringing in of the new year. Thank you so much for tuning back in with us this new year. Now, we do have some back to work blues, but don't worry, we have the perfect remedy, and of course, that is adorable pets. Starting with these sweet siblings who were saved through AHS's Project Reach Out program. We're going to tell you more about those cute little kids in just a bit. But first, let's take a look back at 2022. This year has been filled with laughs, tears, and so many tail wags, with 1,400 families welcoming more than 5,000 foster pets into their homes, and we were able to open our shelter doors to many more because of that. Pets who were cared for, played with, and loved by our more than 1,700 volunteers who donated more than 62,000 hours of their time, all of which made it possible to help more than 13,000 pets get second chances through adoption, rescue placement, and so much more. These numbers represent some of the work that we do, but more importantly, we remember the animals and the stories behind them. Here's to a new year full of even more memories and more lives saved. Now, 2023 is the year of the rabbit in the Chinese calendar, and the rabbit is a symbol of longevity, peace, prosperity, but Jackberry, I think, is just a symbol of cuteness today.
Well, Jackberry has already met Royal Norman and is ready to meet all of you. He was born in a foster home. I know you all recall us talking about the 167 rabbits that turned into more than 200 rabbits in our care from a rabbit horde last year. So Jackberry was born in a foster home in October. So this handsome fellow is 3 months old, and he looks to be like a mix of a satin and maybe a little lion head. You can see his little wispy furs here. Oops, sorry, buddy. And he is hand tame, like I said, raised in a foster home, and really does well with people. A little nervous around some new noises, so it would give him just a bit of time to settle in, but he's a gorgeous sable color. He really is beautiful. But like Kelsey said, it's the year of the rabbit. He will symbolize to you kindness, and it brings you luck. And think of all the things. The Chinese New Year, in the year of the rabbit, you could bring Jackberry home, and he would just fit right in. If you're looking for rabbit care tips, we have plenty of them on our website. azhumane.org/behavior has some tips on how to properly care for a rabbit.
So cute. And that's only if Royal doesn't steal one of our bunnies this week. Maybe it'll be Jackberry's lucky day. Thank you so much, Lisa. And now you ladies have been very patient. It looks like you have your hands full. Stacy, what are these little naughty children's? What are the stories?
We do have our hands full, but joyfully so. They're so gorgeous. These actually were from a litter of 5, and like you said before, they came from another local animal shelter. They originally went into foster for treatment of diarrhea and weight gain. Foster Megan says they were good in the home. They were good with children, everyone, and there were also some critters that lived in the home too, and they were good with those. They may be a little nervous at first, although they don't seem nervous now. But they're wiggly, playful puppies. They are still potty training, so a little bit of patience and forgiveness and understanding is needed there, of course. But they're still learning, and they're playful, loving puppies. So if you have the patience and the love available, then come on down and meet these 3. They're so cute and lovable.
I don't know if anyone should adopt all 3 of them, but you know what? Power to you if you do. Thank you so much, ladies. And for anyone who is in need of low-cost services, we're bringing the vet to you. Our Healthy Tales mobile veterinary clinic is hitting the road to bring wellness exams, vaccines, and flea and tick preventions to locations across the valley and beyond, including this Tuesday, January 10th at State Trailer RV and Outdoor Supply in Peoria, and Wednesday, January 11th at Santa Maria Feed Store in Phoenix. Appointments are required, so make sure to visit azhumane.org/events to sign up or find other mobile clinics in your area. And before we see our first kitty of the new year, let's show you Cinnamon's before and after picture, a truly great recovery that was made possible by so many people, both in and out of AHS. Right, Janine?
Well, look at this little girl now. She is perfect. She had an upper respiratory infection, and she had to go into the foster care system. And being in a home environment, that was a great way for her to heal. But with that swollen eye, it was a condition of her upper respiratory infection that made it, it's called symblepharon. And they had to do a surgery on her. It releases, I guess the camera's a little bit scary for her. It releases the soft pink tissue that's in the bottom of the eye. So she is going to be adopted out with a medical release. So just in case, she might have a little maybe issues later on, but this might have been the perfect fix. So you just have to check in with your vet when you adopt her, because I know somebody will, because she's beautiful. A female orange tabby, super rare. And she was just sitting here purring in my, just snuggling up and just lovey. And she's just going to make someone the most perfect little kitty. I'm in love myself.
Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And who doesn't like a little cinnamon to spice up your life? Perfect. Now, there are a lot of great Brunos out there, but I just so happen to think that the one that we have in studio is possibly at the top of the list. What do you think, Perry?
Absolutely. A 10-month-old Australian Shepherd Bruno has got to be right at the top of the list. This guy was an owner surrendered. They said that he just didn't have enough time for him. And you might say, well, that's not nice. But you know what? This is a tough age for having a dog, and you got to have a lot of time. He's a 10-month-old. Those puppies we just had in the prior segment, this is a big puppy. That's all. He's a 10-month-old, and he's big and strong at this point. What do you do with a 10-month-old Australian Shepherd that's a little bit unruly? Well, first of all, training really helps a lot. You can go to our website, azhumane.org/training, and learn about dog training. First of all, it helps bond you with your animal. It'll give him something to do. This is a great breed. They love to learn, so it'll be a good thing for him. Also, frozen Kong things when you're not home, snuffle mats filled with treats, the TV, radio, DVDs, all that sort of a thing is great stimulation for a doggy. And I will tell you that dogs absolutely, and I think every dog owner knows this, they love routine. And they will hold you to that routine, though, so you better do it. You can't slip up on them. Out at 7 o'clock in the morning, out at noon, out at 5 p.m., and they get used to that, and they're going to tell you, hey, it's time to go out, it's time to do this, it's time to do that. If you get your dog on a routine, it really helps for all kind of reasons, like house training and just pretty much everything. This is a wonderful boy. You can see how nice he is. He's beautiful. Aussies are one of my favorite breed. Come on down and meet the fabulous Bruno.
Oh, believe me, summer sunshine would be staring at me when it was 6:31 on the dot. So I believe in that. Thank you for those tips. And we have this sweet pup in need of foster who will absolutely give you a run for your money. It's totally gonna move you. Can you guess his name? We'll tell you after the break. And welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, we don't usually feature livestock on this show, but I guess we can make an exception for Otis the cow. That might be the smallest cow I've ever seen, Carrie.
Right? Yep. We typically don't put cows into foster, but today we are indeed making an exception in the first of the year. I promise puppy season, and again, it is here. This little guy, he came in as a stray to the Arizona Humane Society, and he's only 8 weeks old. Now, typically, we would be able to alter a pet at 8 weeks old, but this guy's just a teeny tiny nugget, so he needs to go to foster Kelsey to gain some weight. We're anticipating that he'll probably need about a month of care to get big and strong so he can get neutered. But I mean, come on, who doesn't want this little sweetheart giving you puppy kisses and all the puppy breath in the world? As a foster hero for the Arizona Humane Society, we do provide all the supplies that you would need. In this case, maybe it's an X-Pen, some puppy pads, toys, and food. But we are here to support your journey as a foster parent, and it's just such a rewarding experience. So if you can foster, please open up your heart and your home today. azhumane.org/foster. We have so many animals that could use your home, and we hope to see you here in the new year.
Oh my goodness. And this little moo cow is definitely an example of how different pets can be in different situations. He was so shy when I was holding him at the beginning of the show. Now look at him, just ready to go. Thank you so much, Carrie. And this little kitty came in with her litter, but was found to have a bit of a heart condition and needed some extra TLC and foster. Stacy, please tell us about this little Vixen and her special self.
Well, Vixen lives up to her name, and she has the little attitude to go with it. We love it. She was found abandoned with other kittens in a box outside of a clinic, and then she went into foster for Khaleesi treatment and weight gain. She does have a medical disclosure for a low-grade heart murmur, and although sometimes a heart murmur can go away on its own, it will need the attention of her future vet just to monitor. Some heart murmurs do need medication in order to be regulated, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on because heart murmurs can turn into heart conditions. So, but with medication and treatment from a vet, she can just live a great life and, you know, be your sweet little loving kitten. But that heart murmur is something to keep an eye on and let her future vet know about. So, but this is Vixen. She's ready for action.
So cute, yeah, and great tips on that safety, that pet safety. So thank you so much, Stacy. And we're so grateful for everyone who participated in AHS's Compassion Crew Winter Break Camp. We had 3 great days filled with amazing kids who gave up some of their winter break to help create enrichment items for our pets. Campers made chew toys for rabbits, play forts for ferrets, and even read to our pups. Remember, spring break and summer will be here before you know it, so make sure to keep an eye out at azhumane.org/camps to sign up your little ones. And we love showing our pets before and after pictures on POP, but I especially love some of our pets' intake photos. They're just so funny, but Thelma is definitely looking for her Louise, right, Janine?
She is. Well, look at those eyes. She's definitely looking for Louise. She's got these golden, beautiful, beautiful eyes. She is here just purring away, snuggling into my neck. She's just a doll. But she came in as a stray from a Good Samaritan that found her, and she spent some time in our kitten nursery and then went into foster for a condition called panleukopenia. That is equivalent to parvo in dogs. It's the same kind of infectious, highly infectious disease, viral infection that you can get with kittens. And it's basically, it's passed around between their food bowls, grooming, being with each other. It's very, very deadly, but her and her sibling, they overcame it, and now look at, they are just beautiful, ready to go. But kitties need to have vaccines just like dogs do to prevent these kind of diseases. And she's 16 weeks old, perfect, just add water, instant pet. She's like a doll. Where are you going?
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that important tips. Yes, make sure to vaccinate your pets, including your kittens as well. So thank you for that, Janine. And make sure to stay tuned. We're going to introduce you to this adorable pup, and you're going to see his great transformation later on in the show. Thanks for tuning back into Pets on Parade. Now, like we mentioned, we are looking forward to 2023, but 2022 was also a very special year full of saving lives. Now, we want to take a look back at some of the top 5 moments of life-saving, thanks to you out there. Let's take a look. Thank you for your support and making 2022 such a memorable year. From rescues and specialized behavior and medical care to mobile veterinary clinics and community events, AHS could be found throughout Arizona. Of the thousands of pet lovers we got to meet, and 18,000 of the most vulnerable pets we were able to save, like these sweet babies right here in our kitten nursery, we wanted to take a look back at some of the most memorable moments and rescues, all thanks to you. At number 5.
New this morning.
I was looking forward to this.
This is going to make you smile.
AHS went viral thanks to these two unlikely pals, Timon and Pumbaa. After being rescued by AHS, their friendship struck a chord with pet lovers across the world. Now in the care of our rescue partners, Better Piggies Rescue, their story even reached the pages of People magazine. Number 4. Of the more than 8,100 cases of suspected cruelty that our animal cruelty investigators respond to annually, one was adorable pup, Simba.
He was rescued by Arizona Humane Society cruelty investigators back in March when Phoenix PD were alerted to a case of suspected abuse. He has been through quite the ringer, but he has made an incredible recovery.
In March, AHS assisted Phoenix police on Simba's case. Upon arriving on scene, it was found that Simba was in need of immediate medical care, and he was transported to our trauma hospital. A team that cares for more than 14,000 patients each year, 79% of the pets AHS takes in. Now, 10 months later, we check in with Dan. Not only is he one of Simba's rescuers, but also his new dad.
The day I met Simba, I came into work like any other day. I unfortunately had to watch a video of his abuse that was sent in by a concerned neighbor. So I decided to make that my first call. I could tell he was friendly, but he was so shut down and scared, it took me about 5 minutes to even get my hands on him to do an exam. He was thin, he was limping in his hind leg, and he was pretty clearly terrified. We discovered 4 fractured ribs, 3 on his right side, 1 on his left side. He had a pulp exposed fracture, one of his canines. I took him home on a staycation, and he fell in love with the other 2 dogs at the house, and that was that. Simba is one of the smartest dogs I've ever met, also one of the goofiest dogs I've ever met. When I get home from work, he greets me with a smile. He sits there and big cheese. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of our donors for making it possible for me to come into work every day, to work with all these other great departments to help out all the deserving pets in our community. Your donations make it possible for myself, my coworkers, and our organization to do the great work that we do. And I'm really looking forward to continuing to do this into the next year.
At number 3, a name that Willy Wonka fans are sure to recognize, Augustus.
Where are you?
In this case, however, Augustus was not a young boy with a fondness for chocolate, but instead a 10-week-old kitten who found himself more than 20 feet underground, stuck in a storm drain that was quickly filling with irrigation water. Fortunately, AHS's emergency animal medical technicians saved his life, along with more than 7,400 other pets last year. And Augustus, now named Todd, was one of more than 5,300 pets who foster heroes brought into their homes last year. There are heroes all around us, including Todd's adopters.
He has a really big personality. He's very cuddly when he's not being crazy and wanting to play. He just brings a lot of energy to the family and a lot of love. I haven't had a cat before, so I've just enjoyed, oh, there he is. I've just enjoyed getting to know him. Thank you to everyone who makes this possible. Todd and our other animals would not be with us today if it wasn't for you. All of your time and money that you dedicate to AHS makes this possible. You save lives and you build families.
Number 2.
Surprise police rescued 10 puppies, including their mother and another dog, in a terrible case of abuse.
Of the 18,000 pets AHS cared for last year, it was not uncommon for them to come into AHS all at once and by the dozens. This family of 12 Basset Hounds were rescued after their mom was found with her muzzle zip tied shut. Shortly after, adopters showed up in droves to adopt, and now each are living their best lives, and that would not have been possible without your generosity. And finally, at number 1.
The Arizona Humane Society breaking ground today on its 72,000 square foot Papago Park campus.
The future has never been brighter for homeless pets as we broke ground on our Rob and Melanie Walton Papago Park campus. Set to open in the summer of 2023, AHS's flagship campus will allow us to offer comprehensive medical interventions in a world-class animal trauma hospital paired with behavioral care for pets at a level not seen in the United States, allowing us to help 25% more homeless pets in need of trauma and medical treatment. Because of your generosity, we were able to save the lives of thousands of pets with nowhere else to go and enrich the lives of both pets and people. From the bottom of our hearts and the hearts of 18,000 sick, injured, and abused pets that we're able to care for each and every year. Thank you. It's just absolutely amazing being able to take a look back at the pets who were able to be given a second chance thanks to you guys. And we are just so looking forward to even more pets saved in 2023, like this little kitty here. We're going to introduce you to Ginger after the break. And welcome back to Pets on Parade. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. Now, our last pup is a very sweet boy who, of course, had to show up dressed to the nines because, I mean, this is a very high-end fashion pup, Lisa.
Well, I have a lot to tell you about him. Starting with, his name is Dior, which is golden or present in French. And look at his face. He has the cutest little jowly face. And he was part of a field investigation, and he was surrendered to our field team after they did some wellness checks on him, and he wasn't being very well cared for. If you didn't notice, he's got a skin condition. So our vets have already checked it out, and he's going to show you both sides now. It's a very itchy skin condition, but it's non-contagious. It's Demodex, and dogs get it, and then when they're in a stressful situation and not provided medical care, it's an itchy little skin condition. So he says he's doing much better, and all he needs is really some medicated baths, and it takes a while. The skin is a very slow organ to heal. He's doing amazing. And he's super friendly and loves everyone at the shelter, but it does take up a kennel. And I don't know if you've heard, all we talk about is we are at capacity for dogs, both in the hospital and out on adoptions. So anything we can do to get dogs out on adoption, he's going to be on what we call our Almost Ready, Almost There program, which is he's healthy, he's happy. He hasn't been neutered yet because we want his skin to get a little bit better. So what he does is he goes into a home, and we provide you with the veterinary care, we provide you with the supplies, and this great jacket that he loves to roll around in. And then what you do is you can integrate him into your home and start the baths there. We keep up the medical care at AHS. We just have you bring the dogs back into our veterinarians, and then they are treated, and he gets adopted through you once you're ready. He'll be neutered and then adopted. So, and if you need training, I don't know why you would, he's not a handful, but we have a training special, Sit for 20, beginning of the year, 20% off all of our training, and it gives you 20% off. Just put in the code SIT for 20, both private and individual classes available for you to train him or your own dog for that matter. So Dior will be here just playing and itching with me.
Oh, absolutely adorable. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dior, for showing off your gymnastics. Man, didn't know we had an Olympic star. And we saw this sweet girl sister earlier in the show, but that's right, 2 orange tabby girls. Now, for anyone who's not familiar, Perry, is that pretty common?
Not at all. Almost all tabbies are males, 4 to 5, so you have a 20% chance of being a female, and then 20% of another one in the litter. That's 20, carry the 4, factorial, I don't know. It's a big shot, though, that you're going to have 2 females, or 2 females in the same litter like this. She came in, she had an upper respiratory infection. She went off to her foster. Shout out to Linda, who took care of this little one in foster care. And now she's on the adoption floor, all healthy. And I get a lot of questions when I do adoptions of how many adoptions do you guys actually do? Well, last month in December, we did 1,100 adoptions of dogs, cats, and critters. We did 100 more cat adoptions than we do dogs, which I think is pretty typical. We get a lot of kittens. That happens. Shout out to all the volunteers, staff members that make that possible. Foster, everybody makes it possible in the shelter. Go to azhumane.org/adopt.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that. And thank you all for allowing us to be able to save these lives, from everyone behind the scenes here at 3TV to everyone behind the scenes at AHS. We thank you. We'll see you right here next week for Pets on Parade.